Have you ever felt your heart race and your palms get sweaty just thinking about getting up on a stage or speaking in front of an audience? You're not alone. Stage fright affects so many of us. But what if I told you there are some simple tricks to help you to conquer that fear today, right here on this video? Stage fright is a universal experience that can affect anyone regardless of age or profession. In fact, according to studies, 75% of the population experience some form of stage fright. It's that feeling of dread that settles in the pit of your stomach as you think about speaking in front of a crowd. It's basically another word for anxiety or fear, and it's more common than you might think. Many people struggle with it, and it can feel different from person to person. Musicians, actors, students giving presentations, and business professionals pitching their ideas. It's not just confined to the theatre world. Stage fright is relevant regardless of your chosen career. So what does stage fright feel like? There are physical manifestations. That could be the racing heart, the profuse sweating, the sweaty hands, the shaky voice, or even a voice that doesn't come out. You might lose your train of thought and you might physically feel like you're going to be sick. Stage fright can also cause you to self-doubt. You might worry for weeks about a looming presentation or a performance. It can also stem from a need for perfection. So you worry and you fear that you won't be good enough, and then you beat yourself up for days or weeks about the things that went wrong. These symptoms can completely sabotage your performance. Now, notice I use the word performance. Even in a business setting, when you get up to speak in front of a group of people, you are in essence giving a performance. The word simply means the execution of an action, something accomplished. Now, if you're giving a presentation, that's something accomplished. If you suffer from severe stage fright, the chances are you're not going to appear confident or an authority. The audience picks up on your cues, and this is going to make you feel then even more self-conscious and even more nervous. You probably hold yourself back from sharing ideas when a speaking opportunity comes up, or you shy away from it and you try to palm it off onto somebody else. You know you're holding yourself back from opportunities and success, but you just can't take that step to show up more confidently, or you just don't know how. Now, who am I to talk about stage fright? My name's Hugo, and trust me, I know what it feels like. I've experienced it throughout my career over and over again. I come from a performing background. I remember going for my very first auditions, and I would physically lose my voice to the point that I genuinely had a sore throat, and my voice wouldn't come out the way that I knew it could. And I told myself back then I was sick, but in reality, it was all in my mind. It's amazing how the mind can control our bodies into even a perceived illness or an injury that doesn't exist. And I can tell you about another experience where I was performing on a cruise ship. I literally had to run off stage after my first song to throw up. Maybe it was my sea legs weren't working, but trust me, I know what stage fright feels like. Now, in theatre school, we learn to turn our nerves into positive energy instead of negative energy. Let me share an example of what I mean. Imagine you're going on your first date with someone. You don't really know them. Maybe it's a blind date, or think back to your wedding day. You're excited, but you're also nervous. You've got butterflies in your stomach. You might be starting to sweat more than usual. You might have a dry mouth, but you're still looking forward to this moment. That's a kind of nervous excitement. The feelings are very similar to the feelings that you have when you get up in front of an audience, but the focus is very different. It's nervous excitement, not nervous dread. So I want to give you 5 simple tips to help you combat stage fright and turn every performance into a positive. Number 1, we're going to start with breathing. Yes, how you breathe can dramatically affect your nervousness and help you to reduce your fear. When you're anxious and you suffer stage fright, your breathing will naturally become more shallow. You'll breathe to the upper chest. You won't get as much air, and this will give you that feeling of panicking, and it'll make your heart rate speed up, and your voice will start to feel strangled, and your thoughts are going to go fuzzy. Deep breathing will ground you, slow down your heart rate, calm your mind, and get you focused and ready to present. Okay, number 2 is preparation. They say practice makes perfect. Well, I say practice makes permanent. If you don't know your content, of course you're going to be nervous. And the problem that I see often is people think they can just wing it, and then they wonder why it didn't go so well, why they were so nervous. The more you practice, the more confident you'll feel. Rehearse your material until you feel like you could deliver it in your sleep. Now, I'm not saying write a script and deliver it word for word, but you should be so familiar with your content that it rolls off your tongue without too much thought process or trying to find what you were wanting to say. And this way you can focus fully on the message itself and make sure that it lands correctly with your audience. Okay, number 3, how you speak to yourself will influence how you show up. If you tell yourself, I'm going to be terrible, the chances are that's going to happen. We manifest our own reality. Positive self-talk can help to combat stage fright. So instead of saying, I'm so nervous, say, I'm excited for this opportunity. Instead of saying to yourself, I'm going to suck, say, I'm going to be great. I've got this. Reframe your thinking in a positive light. Now, hopefully you are well prepared, so remind yourself of that and that you can deliver an awesome presentation. Now, visualization techniques can also help. Close your eyes and imagine yourself delivering a successful speech. Imagine the audience, they're smiling, they're focused on your message, and they come up to you afterwards and thank you in appreciation. Now, number 4, one of the main reasons you're nervous could be because you're focused on yourself. You're worrying about what everyone else is thinking. How are you doing? Do they like you? You look out at blank faces and you think, maybe they're not enjoying my message. Maybe they're not getting the message. Well, if this is you, I hate to be harsh, but you're basically being selfish. Instead of worrying about how you're coming across, focus on your audience. Are they getting what they came here for? Public speaking isn't about the speaker, it's about the audience. Take the spotlight away and turn it on them. And this is going to help you to feel more connected, less self-conscious, and more confident. I have seen incredibly nervous performers go on to deliver amazing presentations, usually because they found a way to connect with their audience. Number 5, stories are a great way to resonate with your audience and become relatable and memorable. But I'll share more on that in a future video. Overcoming stage fright is achievable with the right techniques and mindset. Remember, it's okay to feel nervous, but don't let it hold you back. You have to be prepared to step outside your comfort zone. And once you've done it a few times, it's going to be easier and you'll find a new comfort zone. So if you've struggled with stage fright, I'd love it if you could share your experiences in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, let me know that as well, because it helps me to create more content that is aligned with what you need. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend or somebody who could utilize these tips. And I hope to see you soon.